Can money buy happiness?
Can money buy happiness?
Interesting.
It's a question that's vexed humans for centuries. From the discontented kings of old to the sad, rich ambition demons surrounding me here in Manhattan. But no matter how many times it's posed in clickbait articles and pop science...
The minimum salary you need to be happy in every state. How much money do you... Okay, sometimes I feel like money cannot buy happiness, but it could buy freedom. You know, and if freedom is happiness, then it can buy happiness. But if it's not happiness, like what happens when you hit the ceiling of you buy everything? Let's say you're rich for 30 years and you're a billionaire 30 years, you've done everything. Are you still going to be happy because you have money? I don't think so. But if you was broke for so long and then you finally got money, like at first you're going to be happy and then like it's slowly going to stop having an effect on you, bro. It's like doing drugs. It's like doing drugs, you know what I'm saying? Do you get high? Oh my God. You do it again and again, and eventually, bro, that belief ain't even working no more. You just doing it for fun. You feel me? You just an addict. You feel me? So, I think the key to happiness is contentment. As a philosopher named Hassan Ma once said.
Podcasts, we simply can't seem to find an answer. But I'm about to change that.
Yeah. How much money do you need to be happy? 15 million.
I'm here at the
Holy
happiest
yap.
place on earth.
I gotta get the reaction, and otherwise, what value am I adding to this video? You feel what I'm saying? Just give me $1 million. Now I feel like $1 million ain't enough. Like we need 15 M's.
Business school. I was in this Ivied oasis to meet the man who both wrote a book and talked the TED on money and happiness.
Michael Norton is a professor here at Harvard Business School and a leading behavioral economics researcher. Let's see if he can teach me how to behave. Michael, great to have you.
Is that an Ayo joke?
All right, or thank you for having us, rather.
Yeah.
With my characteristically smooth exchange of pleasantries out of the way, it was time to turn the screws on Professor Norton and get my answer.
How much money do I need to be happy?
How much do you have?
Not enough.
Facts.
It's a tricky question, actually. So it's hard to know the exact dollar amount. But what
It's probably the amount where you no longer stress about money. That's probably like the
we
threshold.
do know is when we ask people how much they think they need, they typically say 2 to 3 times as much as I have right now. But the weird thing is we can ask people who have $50,000 and they say, if I only had 2 to 3 times more, I'd be perfectly happy. We can also ask people who have $3 million and they also say, yeah, if I only had 2 to 3 times as much, I'd be happy.
Michael was saying...
What do you mean you're not happy with 3 mil? Like, is it just 3 mil? Or is it like 3 mil, but it's like you making a couple $100,000 every year? Why are you like not happy? You making like hello?
a lot of
How
numbers,
much above your
that's
means
for
are you
sure.
living?
But I still wasn't hearing a solid
This is your
answer.
fault.
I decided to give him one more try before I used my power to dismiss him with voiceover and move on to another interview with a smarter guy.
So lots of people have looked into the correlation.
You got 18 cents and asking for 15 million, so you considered it greedy? No, but you got to think $15 million can last you 83 years if you just spent $80,000 every year. You feel me? Now I did this calculation because I was thinking about this a while ago. So 15 million is the appropriate amount to live overly good for basically a whole entire lifetime. You see what I'm saying? Never get a job. You don't even got to make investments. You just live, just living. You can have a family with 80K a year. Just chilling, you know? You might not go out to eat a lot or have overly stuff, but you just gonna be chilling. You feel me? 83 years, boom. Now that your kids might not have college, but who cares about them? It's all about you at the end of the day, bro. It's all about you, girl. On your 16th birthday.
Just straight up, how does money correlate with happiness? And one of the things that we did was we tried to do experiments. So we tried to give people money and have them go do stuff and then see which thing makes people happy and which thing doesn't make people happy. So we were trying to get at not so much how much you make in a year and how happy you are, but what you do with it. The first thing people think to do with money is spend it on themselves. And the problem is, if you look at the data, it's not that spending money on yourself makes you unhappy. It's really just there's not a strong relationship. If we say, have you ever felt happy when you give to charity or give to someone? People say, yeah. And then you say, have you done it lately? And they say, no.
What is a harder concept for business school students to grasp? Happiness or giving people money?
Ooh.
I couldn't help but feel like me and Professor Norton simply weren't on the same page. I was explicitly asking him just how much money I needed to make to finally achieve happiness, and he wouldn't stop talking about giving money away. It made no sense. I needed to find someone with as impressive of credentials, but who would actually give me a hard number on which to set my sights.
It's 15 mil,
A
bro.
very famous paper that concluded that there was this plateau between money and happiness beyond around $75,000.
Now we're talking.
Viewers, we're getting down to crunch time for Christmas gifts. But if you've been
it's February.
Sorry. For the loves in video or app,
It's February.
He has and also
February.
important for get $35 off.
great
or
abs,
good
though, I'm not
work,
gonna lie.
Good work.
Inspiration
For
right
the
here.
holidays,
Holy.
supply.
Senior fella at the
I am stronger than you.
Matt Killingsworth is a senior fella at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business, where he
Man,
runs
he
one
ain't
of the
talking about
world's
me, though.
largest
Yeah.
studies on human happiness.
Man,
Wharton is an
got a
institution of
bazooka
great
as an arm.
history, and more importantly, a
that
place
Benji?
where many people learn how to accumulate wealth until happiness oozes out of their pores and
Yeah.
the pores of their progeny.
I ran this really big study that had a fantastic measure of kind of the levels of happiness that people experience, and I saw no evidence for a plateau at all. It just keeps going up, modestly but very steadily.
These squirrely academics wouldn't stop
Does that mean that people just continue getting complacent and then they want more money? Like they keep seeing the shiny object? Is that what he's trying to say?
complicating the
Shiny
issue,
object
but I
syndrome.
could
You know,
play
only
their game
only real
too.
smart people
You
like me
found
notice.
that money and happiness have a logarithmic relationship. Is that different than a polyamorous relationship?
Yeah.
Maybe you could combine them.
I've
Especially-
tried. So,
Maybe you
but,
just need to earn more money, and then you can see what you can put together.
but when you describe a logarithmic relationship, what is that? Is this what you're talking about?
yes,
or- okay.
yes.
It's a big word for me.
Sam, I don't even know
So-
what it means.
If you plot this out, you could imagine happiness,
Yeah.
and then you have money. Logarithmic basically means we're going up in proportional increments. So you could imagine each of these hash lines being a doubling of income.
Okay.
What we used to think was happening is that happiness rises up to around this level. Happiness
And then it
rises
plateaus?
and then doesn't really improve. And
Facts,
essentially what I found is that this part is basically right, but instead it
drops?
just
Oh,
keeps
no, it keeps
going
going
up
up,
in a
okay.
straight line.
Wait, that makes a lot more sense. Why do they not think about that? Like the more money you have, like, you know, if I had 50K, like why would I not be happier with 100K? I got more. You feel me? Why would I have? You know what I'm saying? Like it would actually
people
make sense.
here in general are a lot happier than people here.
They're
Yes.
happier on average. So, you know, I'm squishing all of this down.
Despite the squishing, I was making progress. I now had incontrovertible proof that the more money you had, the happier you got. And the goal was to get as far up this polyamorous red line as possible. But what would it actually feel like to be up there in the top right corner of this whiteboard? I asked Matt if his research had turned up an answer.
There are a lot of things we can run experiments with, but money is actually quite a bit trickier because it's so darn expensive to run an experiment where you give people enough money to matter for happiness. But there's a natural
Mr.
experiment.
Beast could do this.
They're called lotteries, and there have been some really great studies
Oh,
that have
lotteries.
found that the people who play and win are not only happier than the people who play and don't win, but they followed up 5 or 10 years later and found they continue to be fairly substantially happier.
So we got to meet a lottery winner, or we have to win the lottery.
That would be interesting.
Okay. If one thing was clear at this point in the investigation, it was that lottery winners are happy as shit. So I had to speak to one myself. Timothy Schultz won the lottery in 1999, winning over $20 million in almost a day.
20
So I'm here to
million.
speak to him
See?
right in our
Okay,
studio.
but how much tax that is? No way it's more than 5, so 15 mil. He living good.
Yeah.
Feel me? Told you. He probably meeting my threshold. Facts. Unless they took half his money, then I don't know. Rope?
My first question for you right out of the gate, Timothy. Are you happy?
Most days, I try to be happy.
Try?
Yeah, I think so.
There it was, the look of someone who had enough money to be happy. And here was my chance to find out how he did it, so that one day I might look
Yeah,
in
what
the
do you mean
mirror
try?
and see my own face
Try
wearing
to be
that
happy.
grin.
So you
You're a millionaire, bro.
a
Off of
lot
nothing.
of lottery winners. Would you say the majority of the people that you interview are also
Ooh, is it worse to get money off of a lottery or like get 15 mils off the grind? Yeah, you probably can't be as happy as a grinder because you like earned it. Now you can remember the days where you were struggling and how you came up. You feel me? So that's always going to be like more serotoninized. You feel me? Whereas a lottery is like you didn't earn it. You know what I mean? It's like being Marlon. He just handsome versus Clav looks maxer. You know, Clav probably enjoys his looks more because he had to maximize his looks. Whereas Marlon, he's just handsome and you know, he just true Adam, bro. You can't really compete.
So
Feel me?
happy.
Most people that I've met and interviewed overwhelmingly have been
But grinding to
happier,
15 mil
but
costs
it's not a black or white
a mil too?
situation. I mean,
it's
the
whatever,
truth
though.
is
Because you're
that
going to always remember the grind. You're
if
going to
you-
remember the memories. You're going to remember the hard work. You're going to always like respect yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're going to respect yourself. Because you know you put in that work. You know you was I'm top dog. I'm top G. You see what I'm saying? I uplick. You stay finding a way to glaze Marlon every time. Yeah, because like I used to be a Marlon hater. So like now it's like, you know, I went through self therapy and I realized my hatred for Marlon is stemmed with just the fact that he looked gooder than me and he mocked me to oblivion. So it just like it was like a mirror. Like I really hated myself. So once I realized that, it was like, okay, Marlon, I do frick with you. You know, and this is why, as a man, you got to be a hater because why are you confronting your emotions and how you feel? You feel me? You should just uplick on it. Like if I could eradicate Marlon, who said I wouldn't? Feel me?
win the lottery, if you win a major prize, then who you are on the inside is really what matters, because who you are on the inside can be magnified. And if you're this terribly unhappy person on the inside, you might still be unhappy after the exhilaration of winning wears off.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'd come all this way only for Timothy, the podcast host / lottery winner,
That's what I'm
to
saying.
tell me that the very nature of my investigation might be flawed. If the true solution
And
to
people wouldn't respect you if you won the lottery because they're like, they know you just got your money on accident. Whereas if you grinded to your money, it's like, that's a real G. Feel me?
happiness lay
Got it on his
inside
own.
the soul rather than the wallet, I stood no chance. My soul is as black as
And
my
you know how to
outside
get
is
money, so you
white.
can always continue
Timothy,
to get
for the
money. You
purposes
feel me?
of
Whereas
this
the lottery
interview,
is
I'm
on
gonna-
accident.
I'm
Feel
gonna
me?
need you to tell me that winning the lottery is necessary. I'm gonna need to be incredibly wealthy to be happy. Because if I'm not incredibly wealthy, what's even the point?
Facts.
You know?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Saying you ran up a bag of 15 mil is a crazy flex. Exactly. How many people have done that? You know? Now, winning the lottery, I guess that's a flex, but it was just luck. You didn't put work in. You just bought it and just, you know, on
I
accident.
have to basically, yeah, I mean, the truth is you can do anything, whether you are incredibly wealthy or not. Dreams can come true, but it helps. It's a huge leg up.
Like this guy giving me motivational speech. Like, how do I know your motivational speech has a foundation? You didn't achieve nothing on your own. You got the 15 mil handed to you, right? Whereas if somebody else 15 mil on their own was telling me you can achieve whatever you want, it's like I see, like you know, you did achieve whatever you want. You feel me? More respect. Facts.
If you
And he got no
have
street
lots of
cred,
money,
exactly.
I mean, or win a lottery because you have more opportunities, your quality of
We
life
don't
can be
respect them.
better.
Exactly.
Good enough for me. I now had my marching
Like if
orders.
that was young boy,
Over the course of my journey, my head learned lots of information, much of it unsatisfactory for men who enjoy talking a lot with their hands. In order to be happy, I've been told I needed 2 to 3 times as much money as I had. I've been told that true happiness lay in giving money away. I've been told I needed $75,000. Then I'd been told I needed more than $75,000, ideally as much more as possible. Finally, here was something I could act on. I'd conclusively
reaction
learned
YB
that in this
sneaks
messy
in, I mean-
business of happiness, winning the lottery was an undeniable
tickets,
leg
bro.
up. And I'd also learned how to do it.
There's many people that have won mass amounts of money after intentionally trying to manifest jackpots. They put the energy out there. They believed that it was going to happen. They visualized it. They felt it. And then it happened in real life. And whether you think that's a coincidence or not, I respect you, but it's interesting.
see, that's all he can
I
say.
need to start manifesting, is what you're saying.
He
And
giving
with that
tips for the
idea,
lottery, like
finding
genuinely,
the right
what the
amount of
hell?
money to make me happy wouldn't be difficult in the slightest. All I had to do was manifest winning the lottery.
Gang, it's
Can I
luck
get one
talking about
jackpot
manifesting the
fortune, one of
lottery.
number
Exactly, like
21s? Thank
You
you.
can meditate all about it, but like you're not gonna win unless you win. Feel me?
And do you have cigarettes? That's $30? Golly. A $5 game would be great. 1, So in order to find happiness, I encourage everyone to go out and do the sensible thing. Buy a scratch ticket from the first newsstand you find on the street.
Hi. I'm so sorry. Can I get another one of these?
Then buy another,
No, I didn't win. I don't think I won.
and another,
Hi. I'm sorry. Can I get 2 more of those? Thank you.
and another.
I think I won. I think I won.
He should have spent the 30 on the big one.
$5.
You want one more ticket or you want cash?
Another ticket would be great. Thank you.
He should have spent the
How
ticket.
do you go
I mean,
about
30.
measuring happiness? And would you say that mine is normal size?
As far as I can tell from this far away.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does a raise make you happier?
It
Yeah.
probably would, at
Dopamine
least by
spike.
a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All happiness comes from dopamine,
Yep.
bro. Let's be honest. So if you just spike your dopamine consistently, are you always happy? No, because there's probably another half called serotonin. Yeah, facts. Hashtag genius. Hashtag smart person. Hashtag subscribe.